guys, welcome to Rhymes Times. Yes, I'm back. I don't talk about football. That's right. Haven't talked about football in a while, but let's talk about the NFL because there's a lot of things going on in NFL. My team is going downhill so far. Pittsburgh Steelers was looking fine, and now they lost three in a row. And Ben is starting to look really old, and I'm tired of them calling audibles. And we should go back to our running game and then passing. It's just terrible. We lost to Cincinnati, but that's another story. No, I'm still pissed off about that. But anyway, hey, let's talk about the NFL. What's going on in the NFL? Let's just throw out some fun facts. Just a really quick video about hey, what the playoff pictures might look like. What's some of the crazy stuff that's going on. Let's talk about people always talk about the COVID-19, how bad it did it hit the NFL on injuries. Hey, they took away the preseason games, and how did it affect the NFL this year? I think the preseason game did take away the conditioning. For sure, and we're starting to feel that right now in the conditioning. Maybe in the sixth or seventh season, we were looking at the conditioning starting to take effect. So I think that's a really thing about the conditioning. Probably hurt the NFL the most, and that's probably why we're getting injuries and bolts. I mean, we're still getting the same amount of injuries we got last year to this year. I mean, think about right now. Last year they got 580 to 610 injuries. Right now we're on going week 16, and we have around 570 injuries. So they're pretty consistent. But only thing different is the bulk of the injuries. I mean, boy, teams are getting hit hard with injuries one after another. And of course, that's the 49ers. It's a perfect example of that. I still hate the 49ers. I'm not using an excuse, but they might have an excuse why they suck this year. But that's what's going on. I mean, the injuries come in bolts all at once instead of one team somebody gets hurt, and it's not four people getting hurt at once. So I think that's the takeaway I got on the COVID-19, the effects. I mean, I think they got really lucky so far that it hasn't. Yeah, it did affect some bye games. I think when Pittsburgh Steelers got moved all the way to Wednesday, then they had to pay Sunday, that they lost two games in a row. I think because being prepared, I think that's it. That became the downfall. And I think that's also when Ben got hurt, and he's playing hurt. I mean, you could tell he's playing hurt. So and he should not be doing all these audibles and stuff like that. I mean, what teams are really out? I mean, if we look at it, we have New England done. I mean, New England had a 6-8 record last year. Man, what is it? Two? I mean, they won two games, maybe. I mean, they're just sucking right now. And then you have, of course, Detroit Lions. I mean, you guys think about Detroit Lions are playing, they have the same record almost like they had last year. Almost. So, no big deal. No big franchise. Denver Broncos are having a bad season. I think Elway, it's time to get a new general manager in there to shake up things because I think the moves they're making is not good move. I mean, last time I think they made the playoff was Tebow. I mean, it's been a while, right? I think the team that got hit hard the most of COVID-19 and now they're not in the playoffs, not even close into the hunt, is the 49ers. Done. They're done. Then you talk about, of course, the Houston Titans. They're done. But their season's almost the same as they had last year in a sense. So no big deal. Atlanta Falcons, I think they had a little difference. Of course, last year they made the playoffs. This year they're not going to make the playoffs. I think that's a good one. Carolina Panthers, they're done. Cincinnati, those jerks, they end up being the Pittsburgh Steelers, but Pittsburgh didn't deserve to win that game how they played. But now that Cincinnati is done, I mean, they probably just celebrate the Pittsburgh Steelers like that's their only Super Bowl playoffs that they don't see in a long time. Jacksonville Jaguars are done. You're talking the Jets are completely done. They've been done for a while. So we're looking there. I mean, if you're looking at teams that are still in the playoff hunt, you have the Ravens and the Raiders are still there. You have the Bears are still there. You have the Vikings, the Cowboys. You have the Giants even is there, and you have the Philadelphia are still in the chase, some combination. But if the season ended really, I mean, those guys are on the bubble, really. But if the season the people have a truer chance of making the playoffs, they're a good combination. You might have Washington, you might have the Rams, you have the Cardinals, you have the Cleveland Browns, the Colts, the Dolphins, um, and the good combination. But if the season really ended today, really, I think the number one seat you have the Kansas City Chiefs, you have Buffalo Bills in the AFC, and then you have the Steelers that was like fighting for the number one seat, and they're just choking 3 games in a row. They're at three, but how they're playing, how they look, I don't know if they'll make it past the playoffs after the first round. But then you have the Tennessee. It's in the will be in the playoffs. You have you have Cleveland Browns will be the fifth seat, and then you have the Indianapolis Colts will be sixth, and the final spot will be Miami Dolphins. So that would be pretty interesting. That what would happen if you're looking in the AFC, NFC. You're talking about the Green Bay Packers will be the number one seed. The Saints will be number two, and I mean they had an okay season when Breeze coming back, so I still got the rest out. But man, I still think they're good contenders. You have the ones that are undercover that you don't hear much about is Seattle Seahawks, so they're still dangerous. You have Washington would be actually number four, and then you have, of course, you have the Rams will be number five, and then you have, and but they're shaky right now too, and then you have Tampa Bay Bucks will be number six, and then you have the Arizona Cardinals. And if Tampa Bay doesn't win, I think Brady hasn't been in the playoffs in like wouldn't be in this be the first time in 12 years or something like that. I mean, they're just his record is just unbelievable. But what's really going on? I mean, who's the shaky team in the AFC right now? Right now, I mean, yes, you have the Miami Dolphins that don't squeak in the playoffs. But really, I think the focus right now is who's weak in the AFC right now. And I got to tell you, it's my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not looked good the last 3 games. Yeah, you could blame it that they had to play on a Wednesday and then play on a Sunday or whatever, or Tuesday, whatever, and that could have threw them off. But right now, how they're playing and how they look, I think they're the shaky team in the AFC. Even if the Dolphins make it, even if Indianapolis, Cleveland, I think the first team that are shaky in the playoffs would be the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Ben didn't look good the last couple games. He's not moving good. They're going away from the run game, not utilizing the run game at all. So right now in the AFC, right now, I'm still worried about them throughout the in the season. I mean, that's what I'm worried about right now. And will they make the playoffs? Kansas City might be in trouble because their rookie Bell might be hurt. I mean, how he got hurt, I'm still waiting for the stats. But man, I don't know if he's playing Sunday. Seriously, how if you saw the close up, he did the splits and it looked like he must have teared the back of his leg or whatever. So I bet they have the best doctors, the best physical strength coaches, but who knows? That might be it. So right now, the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers is totally in the shakeup. The Kansas City, will they have the running game without the rookie team? Because Mahomes could run all he wants, but that'd be kind of interesting. So I really think who would be the surprise in the AFC if it's stand that if Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, the Tennessee, and then you have Cleveland and Indianapolis and so. But Cleveland, you guys remember their franchise is just. I mean, think about where they've been. 3 years ago, they just got their first victory. 3 years ago, they just got their first victory. I think it's 1 or 2. Remember, they haven't won a game in a while. So I believe it was 3 years ago, and now the last 2 years. Look how they changed. I mean, that the GMC should have the award for how to turn around that franchise. So that's just 2 years, guys, and they're 10-4 right now. So Cleveland might be a surprise in the playoffs. Whoever they're playing, man, I would be scared because Cleveland is, I mean, the taste of being in the playoffs again. I mean, come on now. Um, but I think that will be the surprise. Cleveland and then the Pittsburgh Steelers are in danger. Um, Green Bay's doing good. You never know with Rodgers. The Saints are still doing good. I think if he gets his field, the Saints will probably be the team to beat in the AFC. I mean NFC. But the team surprise, I think, in the NFC, I think it will be Washington. Their franchise turned around, and man, um, I don't know. Smith, man, he's having a great comeback player of the year. He should be with his injury he had. And remember, he's used to be in the playoffs. So I think the surprise team will be Washington. I think Washington will be the surprise in the playoffs for sure. And it would surprise me if they knock out somebody big. So I just wanted to give you guys a little touch around only a few minutes, I mean 10 minutes, whatever, about the view of the NFL. But we have a lot of teams on the bubble still, the Raiders, the Ravens. But I really call it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be, of course, you have Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh Steelers, the Tennessee, Cleveland Browns, Indianapolis, and Miami will be there. And then, of course, over in the NFC, you have the Green Bay Packers. You have the Saints that will be the surprise. And then you have who will win that, be the team to beat. And then you have Seattle Seahawks. They're still tough with Wilson. But then Washington, dude. I mean, with Smith coming, what he's doing, that would be a dream comeback. So hopefully you guys are having fun. Hopefully you have the NFL tune in. I probably will keep a little more touch on the NFL. Remember the COVID-19 has hit him, but wouldn't that be crazy? What would they do if they have a COVID-19 breakout during the playoffs? Wow, I don't know. That's going to be pretty interesting. And then just guess what? NBA is around the corner, baby. Woohoo! NBA. But I need my 3 wins. I need Dodgers one, the Lakers one. Man, please, Steelers, come out. I know I'm dreaming. I know I'm dreaming. But maybe the Steelers will come in and surprise me. Okay, I know. That's just like me playing the lottery. I know. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Peace out. Enjoy. Rhymes times out.